Hello everyone, welcome to the PIPCAST 3000. I'm Caedo Genesis, joined by my co-host Bad Company Sarge.
Hello there.
And this is a bi-weekly podcast that goes up usually every other Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific, where we talk about open world game RPG kind of things, usually about like Bethesda games and stuff like that, because, you know, the name makes sense. And currently, we're all about the Fallout show because that's what's been releasing lately, and we've had a lot to talk about and go over with it. So that's going to be the main topic. We're going to go over episodes 6 and 7 of season 2 in this episode. But we have, you know, various newsy things and upkeepy stuff to do first. But it's probably best to say at the beginning of this episode that our discussion is probably going to include spoilers, whether we intend them to be or not, because we're so far into season 2. So be warned ahead of time, and we'll mention it probably when the topic comes up too, like when we're starting the spoilery talk. One of the things we first like to do is thank the patrons and supporters of the channel, in particular Wasteland Legends Sven, who has been at the $50 tier for God knows how long, and I really appreciate it very much. Those of you who do support via the Patreon and stuff like that end up at the end credits of both these episodes and the various videos that go up on my main channel. With the way that ad revenue is all over the place, it's nice to have something that's a lot more reliable. So I'm just gonna throw that out there real quick.
Even like, as someone who doesn't get a lot of Patreon money these days, it's still just nice knowing like, oh, there's going to be 20 quid in my account or whatever. That is just guaranteed sort of deal. It's always just a nice thing to know. So thank you many times over. Thank you so much. Then we like to grab a comment from the last episode. Been trying not to be spoilery with with the comments because they've also been discussing, you know, the show and stuff like that. But we have a couple of options. Sarge, would you like to take the comment of the cast? Yeah, I'm gonna pick one where we talked about Deathclaws and stuff in the previous episode, and like the origins of Deathclaws were mentioned. That's as spoiler as we're getting right now, but Ubernerd 3000 says, pre-war Deathclaws were confirmed by Chris Avallone in the Fallout Bible, and re-established as so by lore in the Enclave facility in Fallout 76. I, too, am hoping for talking Deathclaws, and would welcome a return of all the talking animals to Fallout. Then Dogmeat could have his own team, like Riley's Rangers, and we could call them Dogmeat's Dervishes. And I really like that, because I knew Caedo would be a fan of Riley's Rangers being mentioned. Your favourite faction?
One of my favorite factions.
One of your favourite factions, yeah.
I like Ranger types in general.
That's fair.
But yeah, they are one of my favorites.
Yeah,
for sure.
I also appreciate the mention of the Fallout Bible, because the Fallout Bible to me is one of those weird things where I'm like, I don't know how canon it is, because Fallout lore in general, like all the companies involved do quite a good job of not explicitly stating what is and isn't canon most of the time. It tends to just be like, we'll just not really mention and reference the other stuff except for in niche scenarios.
Yeah, well, some of these are extended details, which I'm absolutely certain that the showrunners who, I mean, pretty much everybody who's been working on Fallout probably knows about it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, like, extra little lore details that only, you know, Chris would know at that time would end up here in the Fallout Bible. And these were, I think these were largely related to questions that were asked from fans too at the time.
Yeah.
So
when did the Fallout Bible come out?
Good question, because I have the page up right now. 2002. Oh,
damn. I thought this was like mid to late 2000s that the Fallout Bible came out. That's old stuff.
Yeah, because this was shortly after the success of the first two Fallout games, and then other games happened.
Yeah, there is actually a statement from Emil Pegliarulo who says, like, canon always starts with what is in the games. We don't just assume that everything in the Bible is canon. We have to take it step by step inside. It's a judgment call. So it's like a case of, you know, some of the stuff is taken from the Bible, some of it's not. So it's very much in a half-canon place, which is interesting. Because it means you can potentially get, like, a sneak preview of what might be to come by reading through the Fallout Bible. Or you could get misinformation by reading through it. It's a real coin flip.
Yep.
I've always found
there's
the Fallout
also
Bible an interesting thing.
some fun like extra details about characters, like just scanning through First Citizen Lynette, the god awful first citizen of Vault City that treats you like absolute wasteland trash, unless you become a citizen, like prove that you are able to become a citizen of Vault City. Then she completely turns around on it. You have to prove that you're smart enough and charismatic enough to be part of their high society, and also be okay with the slavery part.
Yeah.
So, you know, a little bit of that stuff, or at least be complicit, I guess, as a character. Not in real life. I'm not referring to real life slavery. That's different. just to clarify. But yeah, it was a pretty often running theme in most of the bigger cities in Fallout 2.
Yeah.
But going over Lynette and why she was made the way she was is a cool little tidbit of information that you don't really find anywhere else. So the Fallout Bible is still worth reading or looking at least. But all of it should still be taken with a grain of salt of like, this is extended information that is not necessarily canon.
Yeah.
So as long as you can you can pump the brakes on the, oh, what if this happens? Like, I don't know if that's always going to be the case.
Yeah.
But worth bringing up all the same. Uber Nerd, thanks for mentioning the Fallout
and there's
Bible,
the mention
of
it happening in Fallout 76 as well, which is one of those instances where it's like, okay, it feels more canon now, but it's also been in the game.
Yeah.
I feel like that is the stuff with the Fallout Bible. Like, if it's in the Fallout Bible and a game, then you're like, aha, canon.
Yeah. But I'm adding a link to it. I think you can link. The fandom wiki has links to all the Fallout Bible entries if you want to have a look at them. I was just trying to find the one with death claws, but they're all separated.
Yeah.
So
it's fine.
There was one with extended stats for companions. Ooh.
Lots
the Magic
of fun,
8-Ball.
Interesting stuff.
The Vipers. Talking Death Claws. Ah, ha, ha, ha. There we go. Did you know Death Claws originally had hair?
I mean, I've seen hairy Deathclaws.
Talking Death Claws were destroyed at the end of Fallout 2. Zarn and Goris did not go on to create a new species. They are gone. Kaput goodbye. In fact, any mutant animal that talks can safely be assumed to have died at the end of the exact minute that Fallout 2 was over.
Jeez. That's a bummer, Fallout Bible.
That's what Chris said. Chris Avalone said that.
Yeah.
But he's also not an IP holder. So anything could happen still.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, like taking it with a grain of salt. Like, yeah, he was making statements as Interplay had the IP and he was a lead writer in the project, but he's not, and they don't. So
now the Fallout Bible is almost quarter century old.
Yeah. Yeah. And we already know that the show has been taking liberties with some of the information, or taking fragments and making it into something much bigger than it was. Yeah. So I'm really trying not to spoil anything right now.
You did a good job of keeping it subtle.
Yay! Yeah. Thank you, Uber Nerd 3000. Dog Meets Dervishes sounds great. I like the idea.
I'd side with them.
Yep. Yeah. Let's move on to the newsy stuff, I suppose.
Yep. Just a couple of news topics this time. Not too much has happened in the world of gaming, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right, everyone in the comments, you're not going to let us know, but we missed out on huge things. I did check in with Caedo, like, we haven't missed anything huge, right? And neither of us can think of anything that big.
Did you know you can make your own game with AI and it's trash?
God, I've seen that.
That's the kind of news I was looking through.
I've seen that TV show, which is like a historical American one that's entirely AI, and it's
yeah,
so
I just heard
awful.
about that. I just heard about it.
Yeah, it's
so anyway, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, so many business people excited about making slop cheap.
Yeah.
Instead, talented people who actually make games that look good and are interesting, and even if not all of them are our sort of thing, you can still see, oh yeah, this is designed by a human and has purpose behind it and interest and will connect with someone. because we recently had the Xbox Direct Developer Direct 2026, which took place about a week or so ago, and 4 games were shown off, 2 of which I think look quite cool.
Yes.
What are the games that are shown off? I'm gonna have to go to the end bit so I can read all the names. The games that were shown off were Forza Horizon 6, Kiln, Beast of Reincarnation, and Fable. I do quite enjoy these developer directs, which just seem to be like, here's 4 different games, and we're going to give them like each a decent amount of time, because they each get like 10-15 minutes, just to kind of be like, boom, here's the game, here's all the stuff you want to know, and it's nice. I didn't watch the showcase live, or at all, but I still like it. I've been very ill.
Yeah, it's all because Caedo said it.
Yep. My entire January was a write-off, and it's all Caedo's fault.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, but first off, I will say, Caedo, have you got anything to say about Forza Horizon 6 or Kiln?
Forza Horizon 6 is just really sexy cars. Drive around, be sexy. I don't usually play sexy car games, so not really.
Fair.
I play fast blow-up car games.
And I just play sexy games.
Yeah. So if we had a Super Saiyan fusion, then we would play Forza Horizon 6.
Yes.
But because that's not physically possible, and in fact just how Dragon Ball works, it's not something we're interested in. So Kiln, on the other hand, I thought that was cute.
Okay.
Because it is a arena fighter where you design your fighter, but it's a piece of pottery, and its class is determined by how big you make it, like how much volume it has, what its bulk is, kind of stuff. I thought that was kind of cool. The creative aspect I like, the competitive aspect I don't. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Because I always like creative games where you can make your own thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it on those for me.
Yeah, I had nothing to say about either of them, so you did better than me on those 2.
All right, yep. I'm good at words.
Yeah, the other 2 games I'm kind of interested in. Beast of Reincarnation. The thing I find most interesting about this is that it's made by, is it Game Freak? Yeah, Game Freak, who are now making this absolutely, like, stupidly, gorgeously stunning, like, interaction with nature, action RPG sort of style of game. And there are also the people that make the Pokemon games, which look terrible and often don't perform very well. And it's a clear example of like, no, the people working on those games are really talented. The Pokemon budget is just really small, and the people are just like, make something, it doesn't need to work well, it's Pokemon. And this time they're like making just an absolutely beautiful game with like huge nature inspirations, and it's gorgeous. I don't even know if the game is going to be good in terms of gameplay, but it's real pretty. Yeah,
that one does look cool. I do wonder how the game loop is going to feel, but you don't know that until you get your hands on it.
Yeah.
Because just seeing some, like, I love me some flashy action, but this is a brand new IP. I know nothing about the characters. All I know is a girl with sword and dog with weird plant tail, and they have plant powers. And okay, that's cool. That's really cool, but I need more.
I do like the fact that it's a sci-fi game, but the main character wields a sword. I have a soft spot for like sci-fi where it's not just all guns and lasers and whatnot. When you get the sci-fi fantasy mix, and it's like, sure, it's way impractical to use a sword in like the year 50,000 or whatever, but it's so much cooler than just shooting a gun.
It's so much cooler, dude. Some of the coolest games have swords versus guns. And they usually win.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, anyone? Anyone?
That is ridiculous and over the top.
Yep. Final Fantasy VII, anyone?
Chained Echoes, sort of, anyone? Which is technically a sci-fi game.
Yep.
I forget that you start at the beginning of the game in like a mech suit, basically. And even a lot of the mechs are like, yeah, we've gone for swords instead.
I guess Final Fantasy VIII would kind of count there too, but it's cheating because you have a gunblade.
Yes, however, you don't shoot bullets with the gunblade. You use like the recoil to deal extra damage when the sword hits someone, which is still to this day one of the stupidest and funnest things ever.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, how can we make a gun more effective? Put a sword on it. How can we make a sword more effective? Just the recoil from guns, that'll work.
Well, I already brought up FF7, but there was a variant of the gunblade added in Dirge of Cerberus that was cool. It's just too bad the game was mid at best. Anyway,
yeah.
Don't talk about flashy Final Fantasy and actiony stuff.
Yeah, Beast of Reincarnation looks cool, but I think the game most people are excited for is Fable.
Yes, they showed a lot of Fable towards that end bit. It looks like they're really trying to recapture what made it good. I hope. Yeah. Just unfortunate. Here's one little nitpick that I both heard and I agree with is the characters look too realistic.
Yeah.
There was this exaggerated cartoony style in the original Fable that carried on to I think the third one. Pretty sure. That's simply not there in the trailers that we saw.
Yeah. I almost got watching clips of it. I'm like, this is very similar to like how Avowed looked.
Yeah,
like it's got a lot of that same feel, which is fair enough. Like it doesn't look bad, but the fact it has gone from a real cartoony graphical styling and that very much lent into the ridiculous nature of it. Like you turn people into chickens and stuff, and that works very well in a cartoon.
It does have the goofiness still, but the goofiness is happening to people that look normal already.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I some of it might get taken away from that, maybe, or I don't know. It might go full circle, and the new audience will just be like, "Oh, this is freaking great," because that's part of why they're doing this anyway, is because they're trying to get that new audience to jumpstart the series anew with several generations of people in.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I am someone who tried to play like original Fable, or I think it was maybe Fable Anniversary by the time I got around to playing it, and just didn't get on with it. It was a bit too late for me to play it, and not only was it quite aged, but there was just a lot of stuff I didn't like, a lot of small things that were enough for me just not to stick with it. But I'm much more interested in this new Fable, which looks a bit more traditional modern RPG is how I want to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Avowed is the closest thing I could describe it to in modern terms.
Yeah, but this one has more focus on life sim and morality than Avowed does. Like, at least I know at least that much they're maintaining, that they're wanting you to become like hyper involved with whatever, you know, towns or communities or people you're around in the game.
Yeah,
so
apparently they're not doing quite the same like good versus bad morality thing, and it's more nuanced depending on individuals. Because I know in the classic Fables you do lots of bad stuff and you grow like horns and whatnot.
It's closer to the New Vegas style, which is more reputation based than just good or evil, which is good. It's I like that take better.
You literally said that at a point when I'm watching through this where it pops up saying, "Oh, Rosamund the Baker, your reputation generous. They think you are caring." And it's like, it'll be
like
much
they have
more
tags that describe you too. Like, like that part was cool. Yeah, because that's something that that Larian does with their games. Is they use those tags as descriptors for your character, which then can determine like how you're treated in dialogue and the options you get, which is cool. I like that. Like Sarge was saying, there was a little bit of combat shown with pretty fluid looking action as well as magic combos, which was fun. Got to polymorph somebody into a chicken and then kick it. Everybody likes kicking chickens. It's great. It's a good time.
Most of the stuff I've seen, like promoter posts and stuff, is just like, you can kick chickens, and that's sort of like the center of it.
Which, like, you better. It's Fable. That's baseline. You shouldn't. Okay. Again, sorry, new audience. Sorry.
It's fine, because the clip I'm watching as well just popped up with the character kicking a chicken, and then it said reputation game chicken chaser, and like, it's such a big thing for the game.
Mm-hmm. That's what was shown in the Xbox Developer Direct. Nothing Bethesda based.
Nope.
Not yet.
No remasters,
but maybe.
people.
Maybe.
It's kind of annoying how the Fallout 3 and New Vegas remaster, it's been talked about how they would basically just be shadow dropped, because, well, we can't plan around that. We're just gonna all wait. Eventually the games will or won't exist, and that's it. Anyway, you know what does exist, Caedo, in the world of, or in the games of Fallout?
Monetization.
Yes, everyone's favourite thing. And Fallout 76 has so much monetization. And they recently added in a new bundle. Do you want to talk about the new bundle and why you're definitely going to buy it and why it's the best thing ever?
Do I?
Yep.
You just, yeah, sure, Caedo does. Caedo wants to. Caedo loves spending money on things that definitely shouldn't cost as much. Yeah, so to capitalize on fans in their fever pitch hype of seeing certain items in the Fallout TV show, they have released the Mojave bundle on Fallout 76, which gives the Ranger Power Armor Paint, NCR flag, New Vegas neon sign, Ad Victorium, which is a 4-star super sledge, Legion Legate outfit, and player titles, Ad Victorium, as well as Tribune. Before I say the price, think in your head how much you would pay for 2 skins, one of which you may not use, a 4-star legendary, and a flag and a sign.
Easy.
Think in your head.
Nothing.
I know that's Sarge's take.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I think for like normal people, like a $5 is about the maximum I could see of this. Especially because we've recently had like the whole Creations thing and Anniversary Edition, and like I find people at most are like, oh yeah, £1. I'd spend like £1 on like some cosmetic stuff. So with all of that combined as one package, I could see people being happy with it being a £5. Let me guess, Caedo. Is it like £6 instead? That'd be overpriced, but you know, that's no, it's not £7, is it, Caedo? Oh come on, it couldn't be 8. Should we do this all the way up to the actual price?
No,
because it might take a while.
$29.99 USD.
Yeah, it's $30, which is like half of a full game. Like, I know people talk about how lots of games are like $70 or sometimes $80 now, but there are still games releasing for $60.
And when it's on sale, it's like a sixth of that. It's like $6, so it's like a fifth of that when it's on sale.
Yep.
So what I'm saying is, this is awful cash grab DLC, and I hate it. And this is coming from, remember, this is coming from the one who already got a code for the last bundle. That's current price is $8.
Yeah. I also want to quickly point out that for the same price, there are so many games you could buy. Like, it is, I've just done the Steam thing with the prices. You could buy Enshrouded, the original Red Dead Redemption, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix, Power Wash Simulator 2, Train Simulator Classic,
you can skip
Fortress,
Kingdom Hearts,
Outer Wilds. You could buy Octopath Traveler 2, that's under £20 at the moment. Original Octopath Traveler as well. You could buy Borderlands 2. You could buy The Escapist 2, Bioshock Infinite. Hey, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, you could get that for a significantly cheaper price than the bundle. Prototype 2, which I wanted to play recently. Yeah, there are so many games you could buy, like full games, instead of this thing with a few cosmetics and a pay-to-win style of weapon. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Hey, pay $5 more and you can get Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I can promise you is a very good game worth the money.
Excellent. Yeah, I will say there's two things in particular I hate about this bundle, which is Ad Victoriam, the Super Sledge, because that is you just pay for a 4-star legendary weapon.
Yeah, which is probably going to end up being available. Like, all of these are probably going to be well, maybe not the power armor.
The power armor's the other thing I want to get annoyed about, because the power armor paint, mild spoilers here, but the power armor they shows up in the Fallout TV show.
Yes.
And I saw it and went, God, I want that in the game so badly. And we'll talk about it more when we talk about the TV show in particular. But they're clearly going with, hey, this is the coolest looking thing in the show, basically. Let's give people the chance to pay us a ridiculous amount of money to have it. And also, it's just a paint job. It's not like a new set of power armor, which, on the one hand, I'm more in favour of people paying for cosmetics rather than the pay-to-win items like the Super Sledge. On the other hand, that is a power armor set which could have been like a full power armor set in a new game or whatever, and looks like it has some like unique qualities to it. And
here's the thing: it's
pretty cool.
We haven't had expeditions to the New Vegas region yet, which we're getting there. We're getting to that point with the amount of stuff that they're giving us in Fallout 76. I wouldn't put it past them to want to do that at some point, and doing it this way is not only gross, but like they've already ruined that model.
Yeah.
They've already wasted that model on just monetization instead of making it something fully unlockable through playing the game.
Yep.
Which sucks a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Fallout 76 is free to play at the moment as well.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I just remembered that.
That's a good cherry on top, yeah.
It's like for a few days,
go and play
it's
it for free, and then probably get the game itself on a discounted rate anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually going to look at how much... Wait, I just checked, didn't I? Fallout 76. Let me see how much it costs now.
It's $8 right now.
Yeah, it's £7 UK, so it's 80% off at the moment. It is so cheap. You could buy the game like 3 times over for the same price as the bundle.
Yeah. So this is what they factored in. They were just like, we can give a heavy discount on the game itself, but then we'll overcharge for the DLC. That's disgusting. Anyway, why don't we move on to the topic? I don't have anything else to say about the monetization thing. It's just like, buy something else if you want to. If you have money burning a hole in your pocket, like it's not worth it.
There's so many other better things to do. Yeah. But hey, you could watch the Fallout TV show instead, which is kind of free-ish. I mean, you need like Amazon Prime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not free. Nothing's free, and it's very annoying.
Free. Nope.
But
nothing at all.
I'm sure there's ways to watch it for free out there somewhere. I actually do think the first episode is free to watch on season 2 on like YouTube.
I think so, yeah.
So
I think they wanted to use that.
You can see a bit of it, especially if you're someone who's on the fence about watching the Fallout TV show. You can kind of see like the first episode or whatever, which is nice.
Or find one of your friends. Make it an excuse to hang out with one of your friends who has Amazon Prime. Be like, hey, I heard the show exists. Do you want to watch it?
Yeah.
Have some Prime and chill. I don't know why I just said that. I'm so sorry.
There are some sexy wastelanders you can watch. Get you
some
in the
Fallout
mood.
And chill. Yeah.
Anyway, we're covering episodes 6 and 7, and once again, big spoiler warning. If you haven't seen those episodes, we are going to spoil pretty much the entirety of them by talking about them. So, you have been warned.
And I'm so excited.
Hey, do you want to... do we want to quickly be like... one thing I want to mention is in the previous episode, I was like, oh man, all this stuff has happened with everyone. I feel like they're going to go for Maximus. He's probably the person who is most likely to pick up on, because he's kind of in this open area and can do things, and, you know, all the other characters are kind of locked off at the moment. Spoilers, there was no Maximus in episode 6. I was so wrong.
There was. It was just a tiny bit.
It was a tiny bit, which was like the end of the previous episode, technically.
Yes. They're still walking away.
Yeah.
And then they stop. And then make camp. That's pretty much it.
I was entirely wrong, and I just want that to be out there on the internet.
Sarge was wrong?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you must be sick.
Yes. To be fair, I've been really ill.
Sarge's Achilles heel has been found.
You just have to make me more ill than I've ever been in my life, and suddenly I don't work properly.
And then he admits he's wrong. That's so weird. I don't know if I like this,
I am on
Sarge.
several bits of medication right now, so who knows? Maybe that's having an effect. Anyway, we actually start with a flashback. Good old 2077.
Yep.
Where,
With Barb Howard at Vault Tech Industries.
Yep.
Listening to various pitches about Vault experiments and how to market nuclear war.
I did really love the water chip moment where like the engineer explains that like a third of all the water chips are going to fail, so they can figure out which ones they want to break.
We can decide which ones do. Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, twisted funny, but you know.
It's very Vault Tech.
Yep. And Betty's in the back taking notes. I think that's Betty. Pretty sure.
Yeah. It's weird because Betty is one of the few characters who looks distinctly different pre-war and post-war.
Yeah.
Because for those not familiar, Betty is the overseer of Vault 33. Yeah. And she actually spent most of her life at this point in like the post-war time inside a vault, despite being born pre-war. She was, I'm guessing, like 20s or 30s when she was like uncryoed and put in the vault.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's she's like one flashback character who looks the most different out of all of them.
Yep. Because she aged.
Yeah, she's an old lady now.
Yep. But we also have House or House's representative.
Yep.
House's puppet man show up with the black box. Or the black box technology. Where it's just like, yeah, we've tried so long to put, you know, human to robot interfaces in place, but we didn't think about the other way around. So here you go.
Yeah,
we did that.
Solutions to make humans more robotic rather than making robots more human.
Yeah, it's so easy. And then he tells Barb something that's above her pay grade. Is like the deal for the cold fusion is already kind of in place, I think.
Yeah, it's basically
is what the deal is.
He's willing to trade the whole like black box mind control technology for the cold fusion diode. And that's why he's kind of dealing with Vault Tech, because obviously he wants to, you know, power up New Vegas, which for anyone who's played New Vegas, clearly that's going to go well.
Yep. And post bombs, we know all of that went through because we saw the Commie Vault where they were using that kind of black box tech.
I mean, you say it all went through. I don't know the exact details of the deal, and knowing Vault Tech, I could see them also doing some underhanded stuff to get the technology instead.
Yeah.
But
the deal was made, but it didn't. Okay, so the deal was made, but it didn't fully go through. We get into that part later because the MacGuffin disappears. But for all intents and purposes, Mr. House was supposed to, just like the platinum chip, in fact.
Yeah.
he was also supposed to get the cold fusion well before the war happened.
Yeah. He was planning so much stuff to take place to upgrade New Vegas. And if he had just started planning like a couple of weeks earlier, it all would have been fine.
Yep.
But instead, he kind of fails at it.
Then young Hank, who is a fan, clearly, of Mr. House, comes in and starts taking notes partway through So that immediately connects him to knowing about the black box tech and stuff like that, and why he is experimenting so much with it later.
Yeah.
After all the things happen.
I do quite like that we start on a pre-war bit with Barb, because we've got all these characters kind of in limbo. Just going for a completely different character works quite well.
And like, I don't know if her character is going to fully turn around for me, but they're getting me a little bit with the amount of humanizing she's going through.
Yeah.
Like, as the episodes go.
Yeah, it's very nice to see as well, because she is a Vault-Tec management person.
She's an executive.
Yeah, executive, that's the word, thank you.
Yeah.
And she's clearly one of the bad guys. She is working for, like, the big bad guy faction. She is clearly doing bad stuff. But you kind of see, I get why she's doing it. And the show does a good job of, like you say, humanizing her to some degree.
Yeah.
And making it so it's not just comic book style villains where it's like, mwahaha, I twirl my mustache because I am evil.
She has a clear motivation that, like, she even asks, like, what would you do in my position kind of thing. Like, our daughter must be safe. I'm willing to do literally everything, even these heinous things, to make sure she's safe.
Yeah.
And then we get to see that in action, like, most of these episodes. So that part concludes. She is probably having some sort of panic attack of some kind. And then we see a Fallout logo that is all black boxed.
Yeah, I do enjoy that the logo is different in each episode.
I like it a lot.
They kind of theme it around it.
Yep.
But then we're to Freeside.
Yeah.
Where we catch up with...
Hey, guess what I said was going to happen? You know what I said was going to happen? He's fine.
Yeah, he's
not Hollywood dead.
He's not dead.
It's got to be through the heart or the brain, and then he's dead, but he's not dead. Because he got it through the stomach.
You say Bagul is fine. He is impaled on a pole like a real long way down.
He's fine.
And he's clearly, like, he's very slowly turning feral and gets dog meat. He's like, dog meat, get me my satchel kind of deal. You know how you can command dog meat in Fallout 4 to pick up a thing? And then, obviously, he did the thing where you thought you were aiming at the satchel, but you were actually aiming at a point like 5 miles behind, so dog meat just runs off. Just takes his hat and leaves.
I think that's a bit of a stretch, Sarge, but I like where you're going with it.
No, it was definitely a reference to players accidentally hitting the wrong button or something.
It was definitely using the dog meat command incorrectly.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, dog meat grabbed his hat and then took it.
Yeah.
Right?
Which is so fun.
That's really funny. Yeah. So anyways, he's still stuck on the pole going feral.
Yeah.
And then it flashes back again.
Yeah.
Because he passes out from the pain of probably being impaled.
Yes.
I would guess, anyway. And then it's him confronting Barb about her monstrous behavior.
Yeah, I was genuinely quite surprised, because he'd been playing like we're the happy family sort of deal up until now. And then he's like talking about when he proposed to her, and is like, were you also a monster back then too? It was just like, oh damn.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Yeah.
Well acted, by the way. Like, that was so savagely delivered.
Yeah, it was painfully real as well. That is like, this actually feels like a married couple sort of argument of, something real bad has happened.
Yep.
Oh.
Like finding out your spouse is a crime lord. It's like, when did this happen?
They both did a really good job of not overacting it as well. Which I feel like this sort of scene can lead into, where it's like, I'm just going to scream and shout and wave my arms about, but instead it's very controlled rage.
They do the subdued anger so well. And probably for good reason, too, because all of the, like, crazy screaming and yelling tends to happen in the post-war stuff.
Yeah.
Where it shows a little more decorum to, like, the pre-war.
Yeah, it's the mask of civilization. Where you need to put on appearances even when it's not going the way it should be.
Yeah, I think it's that. But also he's an actor, so, like, both in the
Yes.
credits and in the show.
Yep.
So, so they showed that, and then they smash cut to Lucy.
Yeah, we just go straight to Lucy afterwards.
Got a lot of recapping going on here, or not recapping, catching up.
Yeah, there's a lot of like just little snippets they give us, but on the Lucy bit, we actually get a fair bit of information, seeing where things are going.
Yes, like Giddy Up Buttercup, very important.
Yeah,
Lucy's gonna shoot her dad with that.
yeah. I mean, there's Giddy Up Buttercup style weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, she wakes up in like the Vault-Tec underground management facility. But it's like all nice and stuff, and everything seems cool. She gets like a dress and whatnot. And then when she wanders outside, there's like a pair of legionaries? Legionaries. Yeah.
Yes.
That just walk down the hallway. And she like gets ready to attack them, and they're just really polite and nice to her. Which is like, it's a nice example. I think the fact as well that they went with Caesar's Legion members is like the best way to do this. Because if you went with just generic Wastelanders, it'd be like there's not as much of an impact. But Caesar's Legion are such bad guys.
Yeah, and we've already seen that they're such bad guys too.
Yep.
So both the audience and Lucy know that they are some of the worst people in the Wasteland.
Yeah.
As soon as you see that uniform now, which is great. That's a great depiction. Like, the funny part is, like, even after we see these two guys, the rest of the black box people, or the mind controlled people, are in like suits and business wear. So this might have just been for the sake of the scene, but it is still very effective, is what I'm saying. So I like that aspect. And also that she was ready to like beat the hell out of them with a fire extinguisher shows how much she's changed as a character. I would use the big Giddy Up Buttercup myself, but whatever works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we see, speaking of business wear, she stumbles upon the mass production room.
It's like a standard American office setting.
Yes.
Where it's just all office workers, all happy and passing each other things and smiling, and they're making the black boxes to mind control more people, but they're all happily doing it. Just sat at their desks, getting on with their assigned tasks, like the good little workers they are.
Yep. Great, happy little Americans just working on stuff together. Happy, joyful time. All peaceful and great. Probably no breaks either, though.
Yeah. I do very much appreciate how Vault-Tec is becoming, like, even in the post-war bit, more and more of like, oh yeah, this is just what capitalism looks like post-war. This is just what they do.
Yep.
They very much are that faction.
But then Lucy was actually on her way to where her dad was, where Hank was, instead of calling. Or maybe she was trying to find her way out. I'm not sure. And then just kind of stumbled into this simulation room that happens to be outfitted with, a dining area and, the standard vault amenities for having a nice dinner.
Yeah.
And that's where she sees her dad face to face without passing out immediately afterwards.
And they get to have a nice little conversation. Which sounds like one of the points where I'm saying the opposite thing of what happens, but it actually is what happens. They just start having kind of a nice conversation, because he's like all polite and stuff, and asks her about the book that they'd been reading like before her wedding day and stuff.
Yep.
And it's very much kind of tonal whiplash from her journey through the wasteland to suddenly being in this underground place where everything's civilized again.
But then she holds him at scissor point.
Yeah.
And says, "You're under arrest. You're gonna go to the Vault Council." As if they're not already working on something else or dealing with something else, because she doesn't know, obviously.
Yeah.
Hank is at the point where he doesn't think she has any power anyway. Like, it's pretty clear that's
He
kind of the
seems
vibe.
very confident that she's going to come around to his way of thinking.
Yeah.
Because he talks about them being like little experiments and how they're mankind's instinct for war, and this is a way to kind of deal with it and have everyone working happily. And at this point, she's still very much in like the, oh, this is brainwashing sort of thing. But because he's trying to be just like peaceful, and especially showing her after he knows she's been through the wasteland and seen how horrible and violent it is, now being like, look, everyone could be happy and get along, and all we need to do is brainwash them. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
And it's nice.
But the problem is, like, she also sees the nuance still, whereas he doesn't. And again, the audience knows that. But, you know, he blew up an entire city just because his wife left. So, like, you know, seems like a little bit of, I mean, I'm pretty sure he even said it. Like, I think it was an overreaction probably or something like that to blow up an entire city. Yes, it probably was. So, yeah, I like that. I don't know, that dynamic is there, and they show it a little bit before fully takes action, I guess. Like maybe showing that she's kind of considering it, you know, stuff like that. But I feel like she's not considering it at all almost the whole time.
Yeah, there's almost a moment of like processing what he's saying and what he's going on about. Because obviously she was somewhat in the dark about all this. Like, she saw the vault and stuff, but she's not seen actual mind control work properly. She's seen like a messenger bot essentially whose head exploded, and that's like her experience with this.
Well,
and now
she also saw the messenger bot
people
whose head did not explode.
Oh yeah, he did show up briefly. The quack doctor
snake oil
guy.
salesman. Yep.
Yep.
That's his name in Fallout Shelter, by the way.
Yes.
Not the other name.
No. Yeah, I've heard of the other name, and I don't know.
And he
how
forgot all
people
about it
even got
anyway.
that.
So, he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember a thing. It's better for everyone. So
I mean, I can tell you that basically we leave Lucy and Hank behind while Lucy's looking for an exit with Hank. And then it's the brief little bit we do have with Maximus, where him and Thaddeus are just like walking away, and they have to abandon the T-60 power armor. He points out that they can track it and stuff, which is interesting.
Which is a smart reason to get rid of it too.
Yes.
To like drop them down to power level 0 again.
But, well, we get a nice little conversation with the two of them as well about like morality and stuff, and it's very philosophical, talking about like how you can become a good person if you have a good upbringing, but if you have a bad upbringing, then you might become a bad person. It's not so much your choice, but like Thaddeus is like, oh, well, I want to sell the cold fusion thing because I've had to resort to stealing and killing and lying and all of this stuff because I've been in such a bad situation. And Maximus, now remembering some of the like growing up in Shady Sands and stuff, is like, oh, I kind of got lucky in some regards, so I'm more inclined to do the right thing because I don't have the same desperation for survival. And it's a very well done little philosophical debate between two friends.
Yeah, and they are friends now, basically, which is nice as well. They almost killed each other, but now they're friends.
Yep. We also get a reference to the Boneyard, which is where Thaddeus was born.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's a
Put that
fan of classic Fallout fans. Enjoy.
For anybody who is in the dark at the moment, LA Boneyard is in Fallout 1, and it is where the town of Aditum is, where you first see the Regulators, who make a appearance in Fallout 3. And if you know the Regulators in Fallout 1, they were not good people. No, they were not. They killed the mayor's son and tried to frame a group of outsiders so they could take control, basically, of the area. Learning that he grew up there and not in Shady Sands, which was, for a good while, just a really successful settlement.
Yeah, it was a prospering settlement, and then it blew up.
and it's the capital. It was the first capital of the NCR. So, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. You do a lot there in Fallout 2 as well. After that little moment of them talking about their upbringings and stuff like that, it pops back to the ghoul.
Yeah. Guess what? It's still on a pole, just impaled and going feral.
Yep.
I appreciate...
And they play
Go on.
You're going to say the same thing I was going to say. Go ahead.
I really appreciate the fact that we have multiple scenes of him struggling, so even though he's not dead, he's clearly in a terrible predicament and can't get out of it on his own, is what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
And you were going to say the same thing, right, Caedo?
I was going to say no, unfortunately. I thought we were sharing a brain cell for a second. But I was going to say that I appreciate that they were using the some of the classic Fallout 3 ghoul noises as he was turning.
Yeah.
That a lot of people probably wouldn't know if they're just watching the show, but if you have played Fallout 3 recently or Fallout New Vegas recently, you would know them right off, which is pretty great. Just like hearing the stim pack sound or the Addictol or jet sound, like
I don't think I immediately was like, yes, that's from Fallout 3, but I was like, yes, that's the noise a ghoul makes.
The ghoul noise.
It was very much
So I thought that was great. This was a hard one for my girlfriend to watch.
Oh, is she not a fan of impaled people? Jeez.
She's not a fan of impaled people trying to pull themselves up through the entire signpost that they're impaled through to get off of it. Clearly not something a normal person would be able to do. Yeah. But because he's a ghoul...
he also fails.
He also fails, but he gets pretty far.
Yeah.
And then he seizes and then falls back down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But we get a new character. A new character appears. Does it show them? Yeah, it does show them. Big stompy feet.
Yeah. They are a hulking figure wearing a concealing hood. Is the way the wiki describes them. If you've got the subtitles on, I think they get revealed a little bit more than that. Do you watch the show with subtitles, Caedo?
I don't.
Anna and I do, and there's the odd moment where things get not super spoiled, but it's like, oh, okay, this is... You kind of get things slightly ahead of time. There's also in the next episode a song which has the words just like AH over and over again, which led to quite a solid minute of just being at the bottom of our screen.
The ghoul yodeling. I see.
Yep, which is fun. But this person, just this huge figure, just shows up, tears the pole off, and then just pulls the ghoul off of it.
No, just slaps it. It's a couple of frames and it's just gone. So there's sheer power coming out of this beast, whatever it is. And
could be anything.
It could be anything, but then we know almost immediately.
I mean, they drag them through this forest area and then approach a big old-fashioned church decorated with meat bags. And that's to be fair, my sister wasn't aware of what was going on. Right. She was still in the dark at this point. But any of us who have played I'd say any of the modern Fallout games, especially Fallout 3, this felt like... There's a couple of locations I'm thinking of in Fallout 3 where I'm like, yeah, exactly, I get it. But even classic Fallout as well, this is... Yeah, you can kind of figure out what's going on at this point.
Yeah. I was super excited and then slightly disappointed because this was a big cloaked figure that had enough power to slap a pipe or slap a signpost in half that quickly. I was like, Goris? But no, it's not Goris.
I don't remember. Is Goris a Fallout 2 character?
Goris is the gray talking Deathclaw that joins your team.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, visually, I wouldn't... That it feels a bit... It's too human in proportion to be a Deathclaw.
I know.
I
know.
think all of us
I was hoping, though.
Yeah.
It was
there
it
would
was
have been like a tail as well poking out. Like
no, maybe he
don't-
removed it.
I don't think you can really hide a death claw under a cloak like that in the same way.
That's how they did it in the games.
Oh god. Yeah, but back then they were like 4 pixels high. You can kind of get away with it in that
It's
situation.
more than 4, Sarge.
Sorry,
not that old.
6 pixels high.
Actually, it was 8.
Oh, my bad.
Actually, don't know how many. But anyway, it's a mutant. This person
A
is
super
a mutant.
mutant.
A super mutant, yes.
Yeah.
We have to specify.
Yeah.
We get some dialogue about the Enclave straight up.
I can't remember exactly what happens, because I feel like there's 2 scenes with the mutant, right?
Taking him into the church immediately makes me think Children of the Cathedral from the first game.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was intended.
It's got big those vibes. Like, super mutant plus church is just like, we know what's going on.
Yeah. And the lantern, like, is it... I mean, the lantern is just flavor, extra flavor.
Yeah.
And used later, but I think that part's really cool as well.
Yep.
But then it switches again to Vault 33.
Mm-hmm.
And regular Reg.
Yep.
And his snack party is hopping.
Oh, yeah. It's hopping and a jumping, and there's a whole, like, dance section that happens.
Little
for
dance
Uranium Fever
section. Yep, Uranium Fever
where-
plays
Woo.
in his head.
Yeah.
But it's really great that it goes to 4-3 to turn it into like a classic, I don't know, show tune kind of thing. Like it's it's great.
It's a full free aspect ratio is what Caedo's on about, where the screen kind of like shrinks a bit, and yeah, it's made
It goes
to look like
from
old-timey
wide
TV.
yeah, 16:9 is what we're all used to, but 4:3 is what the old school films.
I've been watching a full free show recently, which we'll talk about once we're done talking about
Oh my
Fallout.
goodness.
But yeah. Oh, yeah, it turns out this is the whole support group is still very popular, but it's not kicking and swinging in the same way he imagines it.
Yeah.
Although, you know who is kicking and swinging? Vault Security,
Yep.
because they kick over tables
Yep.
and being like, you can't have the snack budget, we're getting rid of this group. Because, you know, they're supposed to be, like, rationing super heavy right now, and these guys are all just partying.
Seemingly every day.
Yeah.
That's what my guess would be anyway. Like they're just being super wasteful. Whereas, and while Reg is accumulating more and more guests, in fact, there was a line that they showed out the door.
Yeah.
Betty is just like, you are being wasteful. And Reg keeps pulling you literally can't take it away from us. Like we're allowed this.
I was genuinely surprised this didn't break out into violence in this very scene.
I'm very surprised too.
Like, I was expecting it, but the most violent thing that happens is Reg grabs a handful of, like, jelly that's on the table and just eats it as, like, an intimidation tactic, and it works.
Yeah. It's so funny. It's because everybody else is like cheering him on, like everyone clapped kind of thing. It's so funny and so backwards. It's, like, it shows that Betty may not have the power we think she does.
Yeah.
Or something.
She's losing power because of the fact it's in such a bad situation and whatnot.
Yeah.
And yeah, they point out that she's a 31er, that she's from Vault 31. Mm-hmm. So they're already being like, you're different from us, and things are going bad.
We know something happened there, but we don't know what.
Yeah.
Very slowly piecing it together. But then it pops directly over to Vault 32, where half the vault went when they cleaned up the aftermath of what happened previously. Mm-hmm. And we got Vault Dweller Chet with Chet Jr. overhearing some discussion about where's Woody? And he's like, what?
Howdy.
Woody's missing? Because Woody was the one that reported to the Overseer that he saw the Overseer talking to the other Overseer.
Yeah.
And if that's confusing, yes. Probably was for Woody too, before he got disappeared. The Overseer of 32 is Steph, which in the previous episode we had learned that she is not who everybody kind of thinks she is.
She's Canadian.
She's Canadian.
As Caedo pointed out, I was so focused on for realizing she's born pre-war, but no, she's Canadian, and that's like a big deal.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, we're gonna talk about like why that is later because they show it. But Chet is just really curious about, what happened to Woody, and unfortunately it's the old guy that doesn't know what the heck is going on and doesn't even know his left from right. So it doesn't get much of use out of him besides that he doesn't even like checkers. So and they were meant to play checkers with Woody. So
the one bit of information he basically does learn is that he's getting married.
Yeah, Chet is getting married without his knowledge until he sees the flyer.
Yep. There's like posters hanging up like Chet and Steph are getting married tomorrow sort of deal.
Yeah.
And it's
Overseer Steph, that is.
Yep.
Yeah. So he and the Overseer are getting married. Like she's multiple times throughout the series, like even in season 1, she was forcing him into these scenarios.
Yeah.
Like he has been forced to take care of the kid. He has been forced to be with Steph, basically. Like he's just going with it the whole time. And he's not far from hitting his breaking point, which I very much enjoy, but we'll get to that later.
Yep.
So then it pops back to the super mutant and the ghoul. And the ghoul is rigged up on some sort of net thing with a giant hole in his torso.
Yeah. But it's fine, because this super mutant is a doctor, clearly.
Yep.
And what do doctors do? Shove uranium into your chest.
Yep. That's what they did.
My doctor didn't do that, and I think I would have got better right away if that happened.
Yeah.
If they just took uranium out of their lantern, which also is a nice touch, using like a glowing uranium rock to light the way, because obviously super mutants aren't going to care about that.
The uranium glowing is cool and does a good job of showing how it works with mutated beasties and their healing properties from radiation.
Yes.
Because we saw that at the very beginning of season 2 when the ghoul was using a leaky fusion core to heal his neck from when he was being hung.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're gonna come back to that. Chekhov's gun. I said it. I said Chekhov's gun. Chekhov's uranium.
Yep.
Anyway, uranium gets shoved into his chest, starts healing, and he goes, ah! Rightfully so.
Wait, does the uranium remain in his chest, or is it taken out afterwards?
I think it stays. I'm not sure.
Oh, man.
I think it'd be really cool if he had an Iron Man thing going on.
Well, it's also the case of I love the idea that he may get, like, shot in the future and then just heal up right away, and he's been, like, overcharged somewhat.
Like he's... yeah, like he's got Deadpool heal factor now.
Yeah.
Yep, that's funny.
But
yeah.
The ghoul and the super mutant have like a confrontation thing where the super mutant's like, we are kin, we should unite against our common enemy, and the ghoul's like, and clearly not doing well. But there's mention of like the Enclave and stuff, and how there's going to be like a war against them, which, God, I'm torn about this. Because I am in the camp of people who are like, we don't need the Enclave to keep on going. The faction that gets brought up... The Brotherhood of Steel are the only faction who reoccurs more often than the Enclave, but the Brotherhood of Steel, like, change each time, and there's different iterations of them.
Yeah.
Whereas the Enclave are basically the same every time.
Very similar.
I can't think of real distinct differences between them.
Yeah, not really. Besides, I mean, like, even coming down to, like, the president and their morals almost aligning in some way. There's some kind of genocide plan each time.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't tend to change. So, I don't know, man. And it seems like that's the motivation to counterattack them anyway, is they're doing it again. So I don't know, and I imagine the cold fusion was some sort of means to do that quickly or something. I don't know,
probably.
But the interesting part about this scene in particular that I want to point out is that we don't get an X-ray of who the super mutant is.
Nope.
Who is playing the super mutant, but I hear a very familiar voice that has been dropped a couple octaves.
Are we saying the voice?
Yeah, who do you think I'm talking about?
Ron Perlman.
Yeah. We do see his face a little bit too.
Yeah, I think the face helped me, especially as someone who's watched the Deadpool movies quite a bit and been like, yeah, I could kind of get this. It evokes the same sort of feeling, even if it's not Ron Perlman's face per se. I'm like, yeah, I've seen this sort of technique and stuff with monster makeup.
Yeah, but I like how much of a setup this is.
Yeah,
because we don't see this character after this point. Like at this moment, we haven't seen the final episode, but I have a feeling they're probably not going to show up and are being saved for the next season.
Yeah, this feels like the setup for season 3, because we're talking about a lot of stuff. There's only 8 episodes in this season.
Yeah. And bringing up the Enclave, like, by name this late would be a lot for average viewers to digest, I think.
Yeah. Unless episode 8 turns out to be like a 10-hour thing. We're waiting till the next season to get
I wouldn't be against it, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'd be happy for it to be an extended episode. Like, these episodes do vary in length a lot. I think one of them is only like 45 minutes, and the first one was like over an hour. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the final episode's like an hour and a half or something. Unfortunately, we don't actually get too much of a conversation between the two of them.
Yeah, the mutant's like,
join us.
Join us.
And
You're gonna need
like,
friends.
McCall does not agree to join, so just gets knocked out.
The super mutant also says you can't know where we live.
Yes.
Which
does
I thought
there's more super
I initially
mutants?
thought that this mutant was a nomad, but I am incorrect. At least according to that line.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I thought that was cool.
I do wonder if they live at Mariposa military base. That feels like it could very well just be the case. Because it's not that far away in the whole relative grand scheme of things.
Mariposa is an absolute mess, though. Like,
yeah, but this is a long time after. I could see something will have moved in there if it's not being like held by the Brotherhood.
Oh, they did, but it got collapsed in on them.
Yeah,
and then the Chosen One went through, and then murdered them all. So
yeah, but this is like how many years afterwards? This is 2296.
I don't know, man. There's many other locations that would serve better, I think.
Yeah,
it'd be really weird if they brought up Mariposa again.
This is like over 50 years later. I could see it, especially because there's the whole church and the slight religious element. Them being like, yeah, we're going to go back to the Master's domain sort of deal, and then going to the church
but there's
there as
two.
Well.
The cathedral is one of them.
Yeah.
But the cathedral got blown up too, so...
Yeah. I feel like the cathedral's more blown up in my brain.
They're both blown up, Sarge.
They are. But the cathedral's just more blown up,
when you go to Mariposa in the second game, like, only half of it's travel or explorable. So, like, imagine...
Yeah.
This is a fully decayed operation now. I don't know, man. I feel like
I'm not expecting this to be an operational base, to be clear.
Like
I'm
Sierra
expecting this to be
Army
rubble
Depot
and
or something
ruins.
like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like there'd be
But
something better.
I mean, also super mutants and ghouls and stuff, they're not going to be accepted to anywhere that's, like, in good standing, because that's going to be taken over by humans, I imagine. So I feel like wherever they're going to be is going to be, like, run down, or, like, in the sewers is an often place to find ghouls and mutants and whatnot. Like, I don't picture them being somewhere that's still standing, really.
Well,
But
Jacobstown
theory.
is fairly far away from main New Vegas area.
Yeah. I suppose they could be in Jacobstown.
And if the NCR got utterly destroyed and retreated, then they would have been left alone too. So
yeah.
Which is primarily what they wanted. They wanted to be left the hell alone. So I don't know. It's up in the air.
Yeah. We will not get answers. Maybe in the final episode there'll be some answers.
I was really wondering what kind of weapon he had.
Rebar Club, right?
Is it Rebar Club? It looks more messy and frayed.
Yeah, but I don't have an image of it right now, but in my brain I'm like, yeah, Rebar Club. That seems about right.
No, I saw a Rebar Club earlier.
Oh, okay, maybe I'm just conflating the two.
It just looks like a big branch. It looks like a druid weapon. But I only see it for a few frames, so I don't want to linger too long.
Yep.
Anyway,
we still got more of this episode to go over.
Yep. Oh man, pre-war, Coop and Barb are arguing now finally about her being a monster.
Yep.
And her sacrifices for her family, blah 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 blah. And then her finally being convinced, and maybe even the next day going into Vault Tech and finding out a way to get the cold fusion.
This was actually earlier. This is a flashback within a flashback.
Oh, flashback within a flashback.
Yeah.
God dang it.
I was able to track that, but as I was watching it, I was like, oh, it's always risky when you do flashbacks inside of flashbacks.
Yeah, there's a lot of flashbacks and flashbacks.
This is them flashing back to when she'd had her meeting with House and whatnot, and then asked Betty to, like, gather information about the cold fusion device. But it's, like, clearly not a good idea sort of thing. Because she starts getting this all done, and she goes into an elevator, and then we see someone from season 1 of the Fallout TV show.
Yep, Wilzig.
What's his name?
Enclave scientist.
Yeah. The one
Dog
who
handler?
stole... Yeah, the one who stole the cold fusion tech, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So he got frozen somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly. That's what we find out here.
Yeah.
And that he's also... Yep, and he's also a messenger within seconds of her talking about this thing, about this plan. Within seconds, he's in the elevator ready to deliver the news that she should really be careful or she'll end up dead.
Yeah. It describes her as like a replaceable part of the machine.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, don't get mad at me. I'm replaceable too. I'm just delivering the message. Yep. And I'm utterly terrified. He didn't say that part, but I imagine.
Then we go back to just the standard flashback, where Barb, like, is recounting this story to Cooper Howard, to some degree. It's one of those things where it's unclear how much he says, but kind of admits that she doesn't have a choice or feels like it's that way.
Mm-hmm. Cooper leaves in a huff, goes to the Lucky 38, meets up with Hank, pre-war Hank, who's very smooth like a baby for no particular reason.
He's de-aged. Everyone knows the younger you are, the smoother you are.
Very plasticky Hank. Yeah. I'm making fun of it, but that's like one of the very few noticeable things in like the special effects in this show. Notices that he's still got that briefcase handcuffed.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize what you even did was a mistake there.
Yep. Handcuffed little briefcase with something in it. Cooper notices that that's probably really important and he wants to take it. So he gets Hank really wasted and then drugs him.
Yeah.
And then finds out that it's the little injector thing that Wilzig had at the very beginning. of the show.
Yeah.
He's like, what is this?
He does not know how to use it or anything.
I thought it was so cool, and this is what helped, like, kind of rehumanize Barb for me, was that she walked in, saw what he was doing, and didn't say a single word. She just carefully took the injector out of his hand, and then took the cold fusion out of Hank. And then they had it. Just like that. Which was wild. What a wild heist.
That's the end of the pre-war stuff, though. We do then, I mean, between these bits, actually, we see Lucy and Hank in the Vault-Tec Underground facility.
Oh, yeah.
With more
Sorry,
of the...
I'm on ads again.
That's okay. There's more of a black box stuff, and there's a whole conversation again where it's like Lucy's pursuing justice, and Hank even is like, don't worry, everyone. No need to be alarmed that I'm being held prisoner. My daughter's just taking me to justice. And everyone's like, phew, isn't that fine? And so, like, placid.
Yeah, everybody's fine.
Yeah. There's also the murderer, Marjorie the murderer, who now her job is pencil sharpener, which I thought was, like, such a nice little touch as well. Just being like, oh, it's a kind of pointless office job to some degree that they're being given. And I just love the whole, like, Vault-Tec is just capitalism, basically. And it's like, well, we're giving you this very pointless and monotonous job, but you should be happy with, and this is your perfect life, and all of that. And Hank genuinely being like, yes, this is perfect. This is all good. This is how things should be. It's a very nice small little touch.
Yeah. Pursuing justice. This is like, is this the final bit? No.
Not quite.
It's close, though.
We're almost at the end of the episode.
Yeah,
there's one little thing after this whole bit. But during the scene as well, where Hank's being very cooperative, like, Lucy's like, how do we get out of here? All of that stuff. He's just like, yep, I'll tell you all the information, whatever. But Lucy is also like, hey everyone, you can leave the facility. And all the, like, mind-controlled office workers are just so confused by that.
Yeah, but they bring in two people that haven't been mind-controlled yet. And it's a Legionnaire named Sherman and
I can't remember
Gregory, the NCR veteran ranger. And they're just right next to each other. And the Legionnaire clearly just wants to kill him.
Yeah. The ranger, as well as, like, the old guy ranger we've seen before, who...
The one who's
kind of lost his mind a bit.
A bit addled.
Yeah.
And had the squirrel friend. We don't know where the squirrel is. I hope the squirrel's okay.
We don't know where the other NCR, like the captain, whatever her name was.
Nope. No idea where she went.
Yep. Yeah, these two are clearly trying to kill each other. And Hank's just like, oh, well, we can just do the brainwashing if you press this big red button. Yeah, Lucy obviously says no, and Hank's like, yep, that's fine, I'm just going along with you. And then the Legionary breaks free and tries to kill the NCR Ranger.
And also tries to kill Lucy.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to kill everyone.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense. But... it's great, because the entire time Hank's just like, yep, we're going along with whatever you want, Lucy, but he's clearly, like, manipulating things to kind of prove himself right. And it's very much, he's setting up the scenario so that his ideals are always seen as, like, the only thing you can do. But
yeah,
we do get a little fight scene.
It's so funny, too, because, like, he's not doing anything to help his daughter.
Yeah. It's very much the idea of, like, oh, I'm going to let you do everything, and you're going to come to these decisions, even
when
though
she's
he's
in danger?
the one... Yeah. Well, it's a case of... I understand why he's doing it. He's got this idea that she will take all the actions, and he needs her to take the actions in order to become like him, sort of deal.
Yeah.
And we've already established Hank is not a great person.
Yeah, that's true. I just think it's funny that he still thinks he has the upper hand when he's not even lifting a finger to help her when she's being choked out.
And he kind of does.
And has to stab the Legionnaire with a pencil to get him to stop.
Yeah.
Very well sharpened pencil, might I add.
Well done, Marjorie. Great job.
And the weapon of choice the Legionnaire picks up is a stapler.
Yeah. Just staples the Ranger's head in. Obviously not very effective as a weapon, but
No.
just so uncomfortable to watch.
Yep. I've had a staple go through the flesh. It's not a good feeling. And I imagine those ones are there probably for good.
Yeah.
Because there's a skull there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in order to stop the stapling, Lucy does press the button.
Yep.
Because she doesn't want to see the NCR Ranger guy she met die.
From staples, of all things.
Yes, which is such a slow and painful way to die.
He'd probably have to replace them partway through. It's like,
God.
hold on a second. He's just all the in the chair drooling.
And as soon as the button's pressed, they're both like happy and cheery, and the Legionnaire's also like, oh, you look like you're injured sort of deal, let's get you some help.
Yep.
And the smirk by Hank is just, it's great.
Yep.
It's just like, yep, see, I was right all along. This scenario which I constructed shows how right I am. It reminds me very much of people who set up hypotheticals, but they clearly want you to have one specific answer and don't accept anything else.
Yeah.
But he's just got rid of the hypothetical part of it and made it real. It's like, what if these two people were fighting? And you would give the answer of, oh, well, I tried to de-escalate. And he goes, no, we can't de-escalate it. And you're like, okay, well, I'd push from weight. No, you can't push from weight. And it's just like, you have to do this one thing.
Yeah. Short scene with the ghoul being pulled across the sand. And then...
Yeah, it's Dogmeat running into, like, Maximus and Thaddeus while they're just chilling at the campsite and being like, woof, woof. Here's the ghoul's hat.
Follow me.
And then, Dogmeat leads them back to the ghoul inside. And all of them are just kind of not happy about the situation.
Yeah, they said the F word.
I can't believe they made this show. Unacceptable.
They
Cancel
both said
it right
the F
now.
word. Yep.
Ah,
What a bad word to say.
man, children could be watching this show, which
I
has
know.
had many adult scenes in it.
That gets into a more realistic conversation about, some parents don't even care who the kids are.
Yeah. That's it for this episode, though. Before we even get into it, I think episode 7 might be my favourite of all of them so far.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There's just, especially the opening to this is like the earliest flashback we've seen in the show, which is like not just pre-war, but pre the Great War, which is where everything blew up sort of deal. And like, I assume during the Resource Wars, it's basically like Steph, the overseer of the vault, as a teenager, I guess, and her mum in Canada.
Yes.
Fleeing like one of the internment camps that the Canadians have been put into because, America takes over Canada during the whole pre-war stuff.
The annexation.
Yes. Which I am very glad they kind of included this as like such a violent sort of thing as well, because they're stopped by a soldier in power armor who then is blown up by a guy just holding an explosive and charging into him. And like, I very much appreciate this because we don't really see any annexation of Canada stuff in the Fallout games, really.
Nope.
There's like references to it and whatnot.
There's a cutscene that shows like a map and like lines being drawn and stuff like that, like talking about it, but we don't actually get to be present for that.
Yeah.
In any of
and I feel like a lot of the times it's talked about as well are from the American perspective, where it's like, we're just taking over Canada and nothing else needs to be talked about in that regard. Whereas in this one, it's very much like, oh yeah, this is a horrible thing they're doing to their neighbours up north, where they're just taking over the place and putting everyone in camps and whatnot, and it really highlights how horrible it truly is.
Yep.
And God, there's a line as well where her mother gets mortally wounded by the power armor guy getting blown up because they were standing not very far away, and literally tells Steph not to worry about hurting people, just do it if it allows her to survive, and don't think of them as human beings, think of them as Americans.
Yeah.
Which...
savage.
That line went
hard. Absolutely savage. I loved it.
Yeah. It's...
like... Like, because this is the point to where, like, Vault-Tec and, like, all of the big players are pretty much all in North America. Like, it's everybody else trying to, like, barely make it. And, you know, not only do they have house, but, like, everybody with power is in one place. So everybody else outside of it is screwed.
Yeah.
Or subjugated or enslaved or whatever awful situation ends up happening.
It is slightly wild to me just how quickly Steph takes this advice, because it immediately like cuts to her killing a man for just like a can of pork and beans.
Yep.
Just like slits his throat right away.
Yeah. No,
and at that point I was like, well, you're still in Canada. How certain are you that he even is American?
So metal. Yeah.
She just like kills the border guard as well, and then it's in the US, and just she's going around just stabbing people to death. And that's like just how this episode opens, which I love. It's the most hardcore of all the openings.
Yeah, I think so. Yep, pretty sure. And the Fallout logo has, I think that's just blood, but it's also playing the Canadian anthem at the same time, or like a slight little sound bit of it. Great.
Yeah. Oh.
I really appreciate it. I really appreciate this this world building that happened.
Yep.
It keeps cutting to Steph having this nightmare or reoccurring memory as a nightmare too.
Yeah.
So
it's clear she still thinks about this and has this mindset even when inside the vault.
Oh yeah. Which explains a lot more.
Yeah, it's very interesting as well, because literally in the past episode we had, admittedly not in the same vault, but in the other vault 32? 33? I always mix up which one's which.
33 is the starting vault. 33 is the one where Lucy and Hank and
is
Norm
33 the one with Steph or Betty as the overseer? Because my brain still mixes it up from
Betty
that point.
takes over for Hank, so 32 is the one with... Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so in Vault 32 she's still like that, but in Vault 33 they just had, like, during the whole support group thing, they mentioned that we're Americans, and they kind of made a point of that, and with these rights, and
subtle.
It is a case of the people in the vaults are still American citizens and seem like that, so Steph's clearly, there's a reason she doesn't get on so well with the other vault dwellers.
She hates all of them. Weird.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting that vibe until now. Interesting.
Yeah, it does provide some extra context to why she's so clearly cannot deal with the vault dwellers, though.
Do you remember in the first season where the prisoners, the Raider prisoners, died and nobody knew who did it?
I don't remember that, but
Steph implied to, like, I think she implied to, like, Norm that like he should poison the food. And I think she probably ended up doing it anyway, because she
that makes sense.
Loves murdering people apparently. But like I'm glad that was left kind of ambiguous up until this point, even though for quite a while, like especially after the whole, Chet Steph thing that happened in season 1 that was really upsetting, that you knew that something was wrong with her, like something was going on, but you I don't know, I couldn't necessarily, I knew there was some kind of psychopath in there, but like I wasn't sure where she was going exactly. But and still don't really, because she we'll go over that in a little bit. I'm jumping ahead.
It's back to the underground Vault-Tec facility that's not a vault. Where it's back to Lucy and Hank, where we see everyone working nicely together and everything's peaceful and calm and all lovely, right? He talks about how the brainwashing thing is irreversible and stuff like that, which I still don't know if that's true or not. Like, that very much could just be a lie.
I feel like he's lying. Pretty sure.
Because if he says, oh no, we can just take it back, then she would just reverse it on most of the people, I imagine. I feel like at this point Lucy would still keep, like, Caesar's Legion people brainwashed. but everyone
Maybe.
else, especially her NCR buddy, she'd definitely undo if Hank didn't say, "Oh, you can't."
Yeah. So she asks where the mainframe is because she wants to stop it from happening anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's far in the basement. It's quite a trek. Let's take the golf cart. And she's like, what's a golf cart? So we get this fun, kind of awful father-daughter driving tutorial down to the mainframe.
I mean, teaching your child to drive is like a very normal sort of thing, and America, especially with like car culture and whatnot, that's like something you expect to do. So for Hank, this is like, he even makes a comment about like, I wish we had a normal life, because to him, he was born pre-war, and teaching his daughter to drive would have just been a normal thing for him to do. But Lucy kind of reminds him that they did have a normal life, from her perspective anyway, as a underground vault dweller, but then he kind of ruined it by, you know, being Hank.
No, he did ruin it. She's like, no, you ruined it.
Yep.
You're an awful father. She didn't say that part. She's probably going to, though. But then
It's also the point where she's trying to figure out how to build an explosive, and he's, like, really encouraging.
I think so.
Because she wants to make an explosive to destroy the mainframe, and is like, oh, well, I need this and this. And Hank's like, oh, what if you don't have this component? Come on, you know the answer to it. And it's
like
it's
they're going over
cute.
chemistry homework kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But after the little vault sequence and the daddy-daughter time, we go back to the ghouls talking ghoul stuff. Yeah.
Do you have any idea what location this is?
I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, they're in like a ruined town that has NCR flags and symbols and stuff in it. I couldn't place it as anywhere.
This almost looks like the one on the like eastern middle side of the map. I forgot the name of it though.
I can't think of where
not
it would
Echo, not Camp Echo. What's it called? It'll come to mind in a second. This location felt like Camp Forlorn Hope.
Okay.
Felt like I can't think of any, because all the building layouts are a little bit different and stuff like that, but it has an outpost at the end of it. It's a path that goes straight through. It's got barracks at multiple points. Like it feels like that location to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. My first impression was like, oh, this might be Quarry Junction, but that's not right. That's not right at all. So
it's definitely not Quarry Junction.
Yeah.
Though the whole purpose of this scene is to explain that they're going somewhere to gear up in order to fight Deathclaws.
Yes.
Which I appreciated that as well. Having just one short scene being like, hey, we're gearing up, feels very video gamey.
Yes.
Being like, we can't just go to the location and everything will work out. We need, like, weapons and stuff to get this done.
Yeah, you guys have a 10mm between you.
Yeah.
How's that gonna go?
And they're fighting, like, at minimum 4 Deathclaws.
Yeah. You had to get a really high roll in the first and second game to kill a Deathclaw with a 10mm. And,
like,
you know, nat 20 kind of situation.
Yeah. I feel like even base game Fallout 76, which is when Deathclaws were weakest, if you were just having 4 of them and you only had a 10mm, you're gonna die in that situation even.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Like, even in the most generous Fallout game, you don't stand a chance.
Yep, I think so too. So Maximus is curious as to why the ghoul is helping, and the ghoul is like, well, where'd you get that? Because he's got the cold fusion on him, the diode.
Yeah.
Points a gun at him. Thaddeus tries to be the diffuser. And Maximus initially sticks to his morals. He's like, I want to give this to a good person like Lucy, because that's what he thinks in that moment. He's like, this is the only good person I've really met in the wasteland, morally good. And I want to give it to her because she'll know what to do with it, kind of thing. The ghoul's like, all right, whatever, with a smirk. why don't you share about the interesting pre-war scene that happens next?
Oh, back at the Lucky 38, where we have, geez, there are so the amount of characters in this show who are around in pre-war times. It's so much. Because back at the Lucky 38, where we've got Hank's passed out because Cooper like drugged him or loaded him up with whatever. Cooper's like, oh yeah, random maid working at the Lucky 38, why don't you take Hank back to his room? He drank too much. And the random maid is Steph, the overseer of the vault.
Yep.
Who's, like, working there, and... yeah, that's just... And she's asking, like, oh, how can I get inside a vault? And Cooper Howard at first is like, hey, the vaults aren't that good, maybe we should just hope the world doesn't end. And she's like, no, I'd like to get into a vault. And Cooper Howard's just like, oh, ask Hank. So that's obviously where she's going to get her in, is, like... She obviously starts working at Vault Tech thanks to him or something like that. We don't get a full explanation. She just kind of like wills him away. And during this, Barb is just like eavesdropping from the other room. I don't know why she was hiding.
Yeah,
I'm guessing some sort of plausible deniability case if something pops up, but technically there's nothing wrong with her being in like the room. It's their room. They're a married couple. But
yeah, there's got to be some kind of reason for her like not being in there. I just don't know
what exactly
it would be.
Yeah, but anyway, we then skip ahead to the next day where Cooper Howard meets up with Senator Welch, like the Diane Welch, who's like a member of the Congress and who was the one who did the whole like protest outside the Lucky 38 and seems kind of anti-war. She was in the Veterans Hall as well, handing out medals.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, and apparently...
Corporations control too much.
Yeah.
That was her vibe. Mm-hmm. She's very, if she ended up joining a post-war faction, she would be in, like, the Followers or something like that. Like, very altruistic kind of perspective.
Well, yeah. Apparently, Cooper Howard bailed her out of jail because she was arrested for protesting.
Yep.
Yep. But, yeah, and he even complains a bit, and saying, like, why are you so uncharismatic and stuff?
Why do you suck at this?
Yeah, because she's got a great message to sell. But then she kind of flips it on him, pointing out that he advertises for Vault Tech, and how much did he know about what was going on there? And, yeah, there's the whole thing of... There's kind of a whole underlying thing of, obviously, you'll be supported and do well if you promote the bad corporations, versus if you try and do the right thing, you're going to be shut down.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like a whole little message. But then Cooper Howard starts to explain the whole plan between, like, Vault Tech trading Cold Fusion to Mr. House and whatnot. And there's this whole thing about, like, oh, maybe you should be given Cold Fusion. And she's like, oh, I would give it away to the public for free. But obviously there's this whole tension and he just doesn't want to give away, like, the most powerful energy ever to her.
Yeah.
And instead, she's like, hey, the president just flew into, like, McCarran Airport. We could just give the thing to him. Mm-hmm. And this could end the resource wars. And clearly that's going to happen, and none of Fallout will exist. There's a lot of times watching the pre-war stuff where it's like, well, this is all going to end badly. Like, poor Cooper Howard just being so hopeful that he can stop the end of the world. And just constantly we know he's going to fail somehow.
Yeah. He does.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't.
Literally the scene after that, we go back to the post-war with the ghoul and stuff, picking out their weapons to take on the Deathclaw. And Thaddeus desperately trying to connect with the ghoul about the fact they're both ghouls.
Yep.
And also some hints at, like, Thaddeus shows, like, the little mouth he's got on his shoulder, and the ghoul's freaked out by it. I do wonder if Thaddeus is, like, actually a ghoul, or if it's more of a Harold situation, where it's someone who thinks they're a ghoul, but there's something different going on.
I still want to believe that cocktail he was given was not just radiation.
Look, I imagine it's not, because to turn him into a ghoul that quickly as well feels weird.
Yeah. Yeah, for how... Yeah, it healed his foot very fast, like instantaneously. Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, I
feel like there's something else going on.
Because of the things that are happening right now, here's my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
My prediction is he's going to have a sad end. But
no.
On top of that, I am wondering if he's going to go in the direction of like a centaur.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep. I feel like that might be what's unfortunately going to happen to him.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm also in the camp of, he's not like a ghoul, there's something else happening here. I didn't immediately put Centaur as like the place where I was going. I was expecting something kind of new and unique, like Harold, who eventually turns into like a tree and stuff. But yeah, Centaur seems all too believable, especially with super mutants just being introduced and whatnot.
Yeah.
But anyway, that hasn't happened yet.
Harold had the weird situation where he was a vault dweller, so he had the prime normal traits for a while, whereas Thaddeus did not.
No.
And they are very much following a lot of the game's logic in some of the stuff. So because he's been exposed to the wasteland since birth, I really don't think an FEV mutation would pan out for him, because that's what I think what happened. So
that makes sense.
Get ready to be sad about Thaddeus is all I'm saying.
Yep. But
for now we can enjoy him as comic relief, but you know, it's gonna be sad.
Yeah, in this scene we also see the NCR power armor, which is the stuff that was in the Fallout 76 bundle we mentioned
and it's
earlier.
So cool.
It is. I knew you would love it. I saw like bladed gauntlets, which it basically has, and was like, it's an unarmed power armor thing. That's great. Because one thing we differ on slightly is Fallout 4's unarmed power armor situation. Because I know you talk about how you wish you could still equip like a power fist and stuff like you could in the previous games.
Yep.
But you can't do that while in power armor.
Nope.
Instead, Fallout 4 has a thing where you can mod the power armor, as in like modify it and add a power armor station and give yourself like rusty knuckles or stuff like that. Unfortunately, there's only like 4 options, which is a bit limited. But I love the idea of them enhancing that more and having like bladed gauntlets be a thing and just more of this sort of stuff. But instead, they've done it as just a Fallout 76 paint job.
Ah! Yeah, they have. And I mean, because it is a paint job, like those blades are just aesthetic too.
Yeah.
Like you're they have a practical use of the show.
We're gonna see them be so cool later. There is a very brief scene at like Vault Tech HQ with Norm, the guy who was leading all the Vault Dwellers out of the management vault. And he'd been knocked out like a couple of episodes ago.
Yeah. Just to remind the viewers that he's still alive, yes.
Yep. And Norm like starts to wake up after they're discussing how they should kill him because apparently impersonating management is punishable by death.
Yeah.
And
after the guy says, I think that was in the Vault Handbook, and everybody's like, well, if you think it was in the Vault Handbook, then it makes sense. Like, not even entirely sure, but they want to go with it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, showing that level of underhandedness that Vault Tech employees would do.
I was going to go with sycophantic devotion.
It's, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I got fancy $10 words here.
Oh, that's so many dollars worth of words.
Yeah, but they are yes men.
Yeah, yep.
To some degree. And yeah, Norm wakes up, and to be fair, they don't kill him. But he's just like, what's going to happen to my vault? And they just knock him out.
With a trophy of some kind.
Yeah.
I wanted to get a good look at it to see if it was anything important. It's a Vault Tech logo.
That makes sense.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Big and heavy in gold.
But then we're back into the vaults where Chet asks Steph why they're getting married, and she just gets pissed off at him.
Yeah.
And then the garbage disposal is like not working, and he reaches in, which my sister, who I watch these shows with, she hates that. Seeing a hand go into
Everybody
a garbage
hates
disposal
that.
just...
That's why they did it. Everyone hates it.
Yeah.
That's precisely why.
Yeah, because it's like a real detailed kind of X-ray shot of it happening as well.
Yeah.
But rather than his hand being torn up, we actually find Woody's glasses.
Yeah.
Because Woody's the guy who's missing, and presumably was stuffed down the garbage disposal. I do love that, because Woody's like the physically largest vault dweller we've seen as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's a big fat guy, and like the idea that he's just been shoved down the garbage disposal is just funny.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, horrifying, but funny.
I feel like Steph just found somewhere to stash his body, and
yeah.
I don't know, like the glasses.
Got rid of like some important stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Chet finds the glasses and panics about it and stuff. Because asks about Woody, and it's just like, no, he was sent to Vault 31. So Chet actually breaks up the glasses and disposes of them in the garbage disposal.
Because he's frustrated. And scared.
Yeah, so scared. Which makes sense.
Yep.
Then inside of Vault 33, we get a reminder about the water restrictions, where it's like, you're not allowed to shower or flush the toilet. And Betty drops off the box, Hank's keepsake box, which Steph had asked for. And the two of them have a little slight confrontation while Steph picks it up. Does anything actually happen between them?
There was no assurance that 33 would get water. Steph was ambiguous about it, kind of both times. But
yeah, she does say
time,
in the end, like, the deal was for just water.
She says, you'll get water after Betty is like, I just want the safety of the vault dwellers. Or I just want the vault dwellers to be safe. And Steph was like, yeah, the deal was for the water.
Yep.
So it's just like, okay. She's gonna find some way to sabotage, which seems to be her job anyway. But yeah. But Betty also flexes her experience over Steph, because she's obviously older than we saw her in the pre-war situation, so she's had a lot more time in Vault 33 than Steph has.
Yeah, we don't know exactly the ages of everyone, but it seems like she spent most of her life in the vault.
A big chunk of it, yeah.
Yeah.
A good
she's obviously
25 years or so.
Committed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say minimum, because she looks quite young, and she's like a secretary or something in Vault Tech.
Yeah, she looks like early 20s in the pre-war.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have more to see in this conflict for sure.
Yeah.
But we get to pop over
this
to
episode, though.
Nope. We're popping right over to Free Side to see the action.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool.
We get the NCR being like positively viewed by people, because in Freeside the trio are marching through and this NCR power armor, and people start cheering and being like, yeah, you're gonna kill the Deathclaws and stuff, and it's nice to see some positivity towards the NCR, because while they're not like an objective good guy faction, I feel like they lean more towards the good than most factions in Fallout. So it's nice to see people who are positive towards them, because while they do have problems, they seem to at least try and get things right.
Well, the NCR, like, being present was also a part of a lot of the, like, I guess, economic boom of the strip. And I can tell, at least I think that's what they were trying to do. Some of the outfits that a lot of the people were wearing seemed to be like residual from people that lived on the strip, or like tattered rags that used to be some, better upper class looking clothing that would be seen on the New Vegas strip. So I feel like the NCR leaving, and causing an whatever other situation to happen, happen to the strip.
Yeah, it does feel like if the NCR was still there in the same sort of presence that they are during the game New Vegas, then the Death Claws wouldn't have been able to move in.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like you were saying, it's kind of good to see that they're still viewed in a positive way, even though they got their butts royally kicked. It seems like, and at the very least retreated.
Yeah, especially because earlier in the season as well, we had that bartender who was like, I don't like the NCR or Legion or Death Claws, I just don't want to pay taxes. And that was his whole political ideology.
Yeah. But I thought the line that the ghoul said was pretty fitting and meta.
What was... Do you have the exact line up? Because I only half remember it.
I think he said, never underestimate the power of brand recognition.
Yeah, that's the one.
And it's just being in a big ol' NCR power armor suit, which I also wanted to bring up because the NCR didn't have working power armor in New Vegas.
Yeah, they used refurbished power armor suits,
They used refurbished power armor
where they
without...
basically strip the insides and just have the armor plating.
Yep. So it was very heavy. It was not your standard power armor in the sense that it's actually powered.
It's just armor.
It's just armor. Yeah. So this scene tells me that they either form some sort of alliance with the Brotherhood of Steel chapter that was here, or murdered the hell out of all of them and took their power armor and reverse engineered it. So, because I believe they could probably do that too.
Yeah. It does also make me wonder, like, how many of these suits are there? Is this like a unique power armor suit?
Yeah.
And they just weren't able to salvage it because BNCR obviously doesn't have a proper presence here anymore.
Yeah. It could be.
This is also the scene where Caedo's centaur theory takes hold a bit more.
Yeah.
Because the ghoul tells Thaddeus to get up on the roof with a sniper rifle and cover them, and immediately Thaddeus's arm just falls off.
That made me laugh so hard.
Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah, this is also a thing of like, well, clearly the whole ghoulification thing isn't working well, and the centaur theory works there because centaurs don't have arms. They're just kind of like blobs, basically. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure this is the last we see of Thaddeus this episode as well. He's told to just sit out the fight.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, so God.
He's like, I got this. Just let me put my finger on the trigger. And he's like, your arm fell off.
I do. It's very nice and heartwarming as well, but he still wants to help, even as like one-armed guy who he is.
That poor guy. Oh well.
We have to wait a little bit for the fight scene though, as we've got more Vortex stuff. First off, we're back with Lucy and Hank, who they're just like having dinner and stuff and discussing things, and a little conversation about like, does Lucy confront him about blowing up Shady Sands here?
I know
they talk about the NCR, because there's the whole, I loved the line where Hank is like, oh, both the NCR and the Legion are really bad.
Yeah, he says they're one-to-one.
Yeah, Lucy says like, oh, I understand. One side crucifies and enslaves people, and the other's vaguely problematic. And Matt felt like such a jab at the Caesar's Legion defenders in the Fallout community, who are like, no, actually, the Legion's much better than the NCR. And it's like, no, we don't have to say the NCR is good. I literally just a minute ago was like, oh, they're not a good guy, but they're more leaning good. But the Legion is clearly worse. They just they're terrible.
Two evils, you probably want to pick the better one.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
It's like one side puts themselves in a position of power and gets people to pay taxes. The other side murders everyone. And it's like, okay, taxes aren't fun to pay, but they're slightly better than getting murdered.
Yeah. Like, would I rather get slapped with more fines for not paying taxes or lose my head?
Yeah. It's like,
maybe some people that are deep in debt would rather lose their head, but it's not me.
No. It's like, this and the opening scene, I think, were the reasons where I'm like, yeah, this is my favourite episode of them all.
Yeah. It's
Just-
good. There's a lot packed into this one.
But she like makes as if she's going to uncuff Hank, who's been like handcuffed for the entire past like 2 episodes, I think, and instead like uncuffs him slightly and then handcuffs him to like the oven door and steals his Pip-Boy, which was a nice touch.
Yep.
I'm very glad. Wasn't there a point in time where it was like, Pip-Boys can't be removed or something?
I think it's the 3000s, the Fallout 3 ones that can't be.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that law didn't like subsist throughout the entire franchise sort of deal.
Until death. Because like it's a whole thing with in Operation Anchorage when the outcasts are trying to get access to the pod,
and suddenly you're useful because you've got a Pip-Boy on
they just have a dead Gary with his arm missing in one of the locked rooms. Yeah. I think it would think it was like, this is stuck to you until death basically in Fallout 3, but the rest of them just in Fallout 4 you literally latch it to your arm, like that's
yeah. She then heads off to shut down the mainframe.
Yep. And that's that.
This is the point where it's clear that she's not swayed by his ideas.
Correct. Yeah.
But we then get a very short scene with her brother. Norm wakes back up, kind of.
For a second.
Yeah, tries to contact Lucy on the radio to say that he's alive. And
his dad actually. He tries to contact Hank.
Yeah, he's trying to explain like, something bad's gonna happen to the vault. We need you guys.
Yep. But there's nobody on the other end.
Yeah.
Even though the radio inside the Vault Tech facility is picking up what he's saying.
Yeah, he basically all he does is alert the people who tried to like knock him out and kill him that he's still alive.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And his new girlfriend was trying to save him too.
Yes, that's Claudia. Who's the most normal of all of these Vault Tech people.
Yep.
Because she was only hired like a week ago.
Yep.
We're then back inside of Vault 32 with a wedding. It's a wedding episode. Normally I hate wedding episodes, so this was a nice surprise. Because Steph and Chet are getting married, but Chet just doesn't agree to it.
Yep.
And instead starts telling everyone about the stuff Steph's done. And is like, she murdered Woody. His glasses were in the garbage disposal. And the old guy, Davey, who gets confused by his left and right stuff, is overseeing the wedding. It's just like, so where are the glasses? And he's like, oh, well, I destroyed them. And it really does feel like Chet's just going to say all this stuff and then no one's going to believe him. Because he's got no proof. He's just like saying crazy stuff. Chet's like, oh, you've got cold feet. That's all that's happening. Yeah, it's nice how there's a bit of a bait and switch as well, because then he's like, she's over 200 years old and is Canadian.
And everybody's like, Canadian?
Yes.
Not from America?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great as well, because they seem like shocked but not quite in belief at the 200 years old thing, but the Canadian thing, everyone just gets mad.
Yeah.
And Steph then runs away and barricades herself in the office.
Yep. Who's got cold feet now, Steph?
I am very glad he gets believed because of like the ID and stuff. Because it did feel like it was just going to be a Chet's nightmare continues sort of situation.
Yep. Like Chet was one of the ones who's literally in hell for pretty much the whole show so far.
Yeah, he's had no agency. Like, from the start. He's just been forced to do all this stuff. He tries to speak up, but is just kind of silenced and ignored. So it's like finally his moment where he literally says, like, there's so many witnesses here. And then he just speaks to all of them, and finally people actually listen to him.
Yeah. Which is good. It's good to finally see that.
What do you think the chances are he's killed next episode?
Wait, where'd the baby go? Where's the baby in all this?
Yeah. That's the last of this episode, and we get my third and final favourite scene, which is the Ghoul and Maximus entering the strip. and they find like a Deathclaw that's eating another dead Deathclaw.
Yeah, cannibalism is alive and well, Sarge. Get with the program.
The annoying thing is, my sister's asked me in multiple episodes about cannibalism. And I just have to be like, look, it's for post-apocalypse. Some people do this. This is not, like, normal per se, but it happens. And, like, the Deathclaws wouldn't normally eat each other. Clearly, they don't have other food to be going for.
We've seen 3 different species cannibalize on each other in season 2.
But it's more so a thing of, oh, there's not readily available food everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But then we have a badass fight scene, because Maximus actually gets to use, like, the blades on his power armor, and it is so cool.
Yeah!
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
God, I love it so much. And it's nice that Unarmed is getting a bit of love as well, because it's notoriously, like, Bethesda are not good with Unarmed.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice to see that. Unfortunately, maybe it's a joke that Bethesda don't know what to do with Unarmed, because Maximus does get his arm stuck on a car.
No, it was just to get some time with the Gauss rifle that we didn't mention.
Yes.
That the ghoul picked up at the
like restocking NCR
restock
place.
camp. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's nice that it gets a little bit of a charge up as well.
Yep.
And while it does like decent damage to the Deathclaw still just keeps going.
Yep. As they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's a lot.
Then,
it's so cool.
Yeah. We get Maximus to the rescue where he literally decapitates the Deathclaw with a blade. Which is... Yeah, and the ghoul actually showing some respect there. It's nice to see these two getting along.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously they've not had a great deal of time together. And their, like, longest encounter, I think, was in Season 1, where they fought one another.
That's true.
Like, they're kind of joined together by Lucy. Like, they as individuals don't have any reason to side with one another, but because of Lucy, they've kind of been brought together, which is nice.
Yeah, that's so cool and gross.
Yeah, and the ghoul does get inside of the Lucky 38, and Maximus is left to fight 2 Deathclaws on his own, which... not great odds, even with the badass power armor. And he then literally gets thrown through the barricaded gate into Freeside.
Yep.
Which... yeah, we basically cut away after that as well, with the Deathclaw now having a free entry to Freeside and all of these, like, unarmed civilians, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Which is... yeah, that's something we're gonna have to deal with. My sister was also pointing out, like, why didn't the Deathclaws just break through earlier?
Or climb the fence.
Able to.
Well,
yeah.
I know why they didn't climb the fence, because there's a loading screen there. That's how I feel anyway. That's my headcanon, is there's a loading screen there.
Yeah, I did actually point out to her that these gates were already there, because I think she originally thought that the gates were constructed because of the Deathclaws.
No, they were loading screen gates.
And, like, yeah, that would have been so much extra work to do while Deathclaws are there.
Yeah.
But instead they were just extra barricaded.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Deathclaws just have free roam of Freeside.
Yep. There's a little tease before going back to pre-war of the ghoul getting up to the viewing room where Mr. House's terminal is, and there's no signal. Imagine that.
Yep.
What happened to Mr. House?
Well, we find out briefly. I can't remember exactly how this is shot, but we also get, like, the pre-war bit where Cooper Howard meets with the president, the last president of the United States. Mm-hmm. And did you notice some extra fancy stuff in this, Caedo?
Extra fancy stuff.
I'm guessing that means you didn't, because the last president of the United States is played by the actor Clancy Brown. Obviously, most people know him as Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob.
Oh.
Though I do love most of the stuff I've seen him in live action, he plays a villain. So I'm immediately like, well, he's obviously a bad guy.
Well, we know that, though. Like,
yes.
As Fallout fans, we know that.
But even just the actor, when I visually see him, I'm like, well, he's evil. But did you know that Clancy Brown is in Fallout? Like, the original Fallout game.
Oh.
Yeah, he is Rhombus, the head paladin
Ha!
of the
All
Brotherhood
right.
of Steel.
Okay,
So
yep.
that's like a lovely little thing.
That's
where
wonderful.
30 years later,
That's great.
he gets
Dude,
back
I
as
hope
a
they...
full-out role.
That's why I wanted Michael Dorn so bad to come back. Because he's Marcus.
Yeah, was Michael Dorn in...
He's Commander Worf in Star Trek.
No, yeah, I was like, I feel like there's some sort of thing, but no, I was thinking of someone else.
Okay.
I was going to say, I feel like he's in Starship Troopers, right? Alongside Clancy Brown, but no, that's someone else I'm thinking of. But yeah, we have Cooper Howard basically doing the handoff, which is the name of the episode,
Yep.
to the president, giving him the cold fusion. And it's like, thanks, you've done the right thing.
Wait. But Maximus took the Deathclaw's fingers off, so that could be handoff.
Oh,
too.
that could be as well, yes.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many layers.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the post-war time, we see the ghoul also powers up, like Robert House's whole 38 casino with cold fusion.
Which had a secret button that
Yes,
was in the console the whole time. The players just didn't know about it.
yeah. I literally said to Anna, oh, I wonder if he's going to open up the secret room. And then he opens up a secret room, and I'm like, no, I was actually on about a different secret room.
It was a different secret room,
Yeah.
not the one we knew about, but this one. The secret room is in the next room over behind a bookshelf.
Yes.
Not this secret room.
Yep. So many secret rooms. But yeah. And then House's digital avatar does appear after this is powered up. Mm-hmm. But it's not a clear cut, oh, he's definitely alive. This could just be like a robot sort of situation.
Yes.
We also get a little bit of Lucy, where she gets into the Vault-Tec mainframe thing
Yep.
with Hank's Pip-Boy, and she discovers that the whole manufacturing process, it comes down to the fact that there's a head in a jar, and it's Senator Welch's head,
Yep.
which I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Me neither.
It's her head in a jar is apparently doing all the brainwashing stuff, and she looks like it looks like a dead head in a jar. This isn't a talking head in a jar.
It's
I love that. I have
not
to
even really
clarify
in
that.
a jar, I don't think.
I mean, I'd describe it as a jar.
It's in a helmet. It's in a brace.
Yeah.
But it's got a tube going straight into the mouth,
Yes.
and there's no jar.
I would describe that thing as a jar because it's glass and you can see through it.
All right.
But, Caedo, this is not the thing we need to get hung
It's
up
not a
on.
head in a jar.
Well, her head seems to be like a whole big part of this mind control thing. And we don't get any more explanation about it.
Except that the helmet is very close to what House was wearing when he was giving that monologue to
Yeah.
Cooper.
There are definitely some similarities there.
Yes.
And it is the whole thing of like, well, is she mind controlling them and making them passive, or is her like kind of very uncharismatic, placid nature somehow essential towards the mind control?
Her well-mannered personality
Yeah.
is just how everyone is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mild-mannered kind of character.
That's it's an interesting one. But hopefully they're gonna solve everything next episode.
Yep, because that's the finale.
We've got one episode left and there is so much stuff going on. Not all of it's going to be wrapped up. On the bright side, hey, season 3, that's nice.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
We're definitely getting a season 3, but yeah, there was a lot in this episode. Like, this felt like the most packed episode of them all. You still there, Caedo?
Yeah. I was just reading
the distance of your voice.
Sorry, I was just reading the bottom left monitor of House's setup here,
Oh,
and it's
looking for Easter eggs and
monitoring.
stuff.
The bottom window is monitoring players in the casino,
Ah,
or monitoring the games in the casino.
Hmm.
And the top is active alerts. I just think it's fun seeing those little details because there's so much detail in the set and props top view. Anyway, the reveal of Mr. House is something I expected because it's got to happen. But again, we don't know like what version of House this is, I guess. Right? Because if he did die in New Vegas, then that's confirmed that he somehow transferred his consciousness or copied his consciousness to some sort of computer that can only be powered by fusion.
Yeah.
Which I think that might be the direction that they're going.
I feel like that's most likely.
Because that would
be a bit annoyed if they're just like, here's his body in the other room, because that then does fully invalidate some actions that the player could have made.
His body was also wearing that weird hat, but we didn't have any explanation as to what that weird hat did. So over time, it could have been transferring his consciousness, during the events of New Vegas, even as like some sort of extended lore kind of thing, if the showrunners went that route. So like it's definitely plausible that would be, I feel that would be the way of things. But I think they might still leave his death ambiguous.
I hope so.
Or leave his death open, because that's still one of the choices that you do make in the game that I feel like a lot of players would get upsetty spaghetti about if it's confirmed one way or another, even though canon endings happen all the time.
Yes, but I appreciate that modern Fallout games are very good at not forcing canon endings.
Okay.
Those were the episodes. Next PIPCAST episode, we are going to be just covering the finale.
Yeah.
So we'll have a lot more time to just focus on how things end and our overview of the series as a whole, which will be nice.
Oh, the camera zoom of the credits too is of the Big 51, or the Canadian border.
Yeah.
Which is something we don't get to see normally in Fallout.
Oh, I do wonder if we'll ever have a Fallout game set in like one of the northern states, so we will get like the Canadian border and stuff. Because that'd be fun.
Wait, what?
What are you confused by?
That is the Canadian border, so there's a state on the other side.
Okay, no, a Fallout game.
A Fallout game, sorry.
That's why I had to clarify what part you were confused by.
I was paying attention to
this geography.
To my desk fan here, and I just lost all brain function.
Focus,
sorry.
Yeah. No, I just like a game set in like a northern state, so we get kind of like the crossover to Canada and all of that. Because I feel like, is Fallout 4 Boston the most northern Fallout game?
Massachusetts?
I say as someone with not the greatest grasp on American geography.
Great question.
Yeah, so if we had one set in Montana, or God, the fact there's two Washingtons in America is always so confusing.
Yep.
I know. Do you want to go to Washington or Washington?
My Washington is better. Just saying. The Pacific Northwest frickin' rules. Just gonna say it. Because it's the truth.
Yeah. That's just like a small aside. I enjoyed those episodes.
Mm-hmm. What else did you enjoy?
Well, not much. Like I said, I've been ill the past couple of weeks.
Did you enjoy your birthday?
You know what? I watched some TV on my birthday. I was still very ill at that point.
Did you enjoy parts of your birthday?
Parts of it, yes.
Okay, good.
I I had visited the doctors before my birthday, which was nice to get set up. And I should point out, I'm now in my 30s, and I hadn't visited the doctors in person since I was a teenager.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's
literally
really
a child the last time I went to the doctors.
It's really important, Sarge.
So, hey, I've not needed to. That is also an example of how ill I've been lately.
Yeah.
Which means the only game I've played at all is Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and that's because it's on my Xbox, and I literally lay in bed, and I've not played a lot of it, because even picking up a controller and playing a game felt tiring. But I've played a bit more of it, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm definitely going to beat the game. So, I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
But most of what I've been doing is laying down in mild pain and watching TV and stuff. But that means I've been able to watch half of Bob's Burgers, which has like 16 seasons or something.
Wow.
And yeah. And it's a good show. I very much enjoy it. It's, for anyone who's not taken the dive, Bob's Burgers. It's just like a fun little animated comedy. It's very well done. Louise is my favourite character because she's kind of a psychopath, and I enjoy that. It's just, it's nice. It's a good show. It's got a good sense of humour. It's very well animated. It feels very realistic, which is sometimes depressing, but sometimes heartwarming.
Nice.
And the other show I've been watching is the 4:3 aspect ratio show, which is Poirot, which are you familiar with Poirot?
Nope.
Are you familiar with Agatha Christie?
Not really.
Oh, damn. When you say not really, do you have any idea who she is?
I've heard the name.
Okay. Jeez, this is weird, because I feel like you ask anyone in Britain who Agatha Christie is. Maybe not the younger generations, to be fair. I am an old man now, so. But Agatha Christie's, like, basically household name. She did a bunch of murder mysteries, like Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh.
Yeah. That's... yeah, but I've been watching Poirot, the TV show with David Suchet, and that's brilliant. It's very old, but I've been rewatching it from the start because it's on Netflix at the moment, and it's really, really good. It does a couple of things that I particularly like, which is, from the first episode, it does not introduce any of the characters. It just puts you straight into the world, and it's just like, here we go, here's all this stuff. And it's also quite fun, because it's a show from the 80s that's set in the 30s, and seeing all the stuff which is, like, still familiar or not familiar, it's just a lot of fun. Especially because one of the episodes I watched was in Brighton, which is, like, the nearest city to me, and is also, like, a seaside city, and I'm from a seaside town, so I can just be like, oh, look, it's a pier, and oh, look, it's benches that I see all the time, and there's just a lot of stuff that's very familiar and nice. But I also I really like the cozy murder mysteries, and I feel like the 80s and 90s, there were so many of them, and they were all so well done. So yeah, Poirot is a lot of fun.
Nice.
That's it. What
Cool.
you been doing, Caedo?
Oh, man. Well, real life stuff has taken a front seat to everything. So that's more of what I've been doing. I have been ordering a couple more things to get my kind of kitchen area set up. I say kitchen area, it's more like a kitchen hallway. I had my microwave sitting on my stove since I moved in here, basically.
Okay.
Now that is not the case. I can use my stove if I want to, but I don't usually.
Yay.
Because I got an extension cord for the microwave to be on the other side of me. So there is that. But that's real life stuff. That's kind of boring. It's, but that's largely what's been happening with me. And also, I have been playing a crazy amount of Fallout Shelter. It's really, really gotten me. That's
damn.
some of the B-roll for sure. The right before or right after the most recent episode came out of the show,
Yeah.
they had unlocked Hank's character and his little side quest. So you can have Hank in your vault with a T60 power armor and a T60 pistol. So I have him there now. Happy little vault dwellers with Lucy and the ghoul and the dog meats. I think I have both of them.
Okay.
So many characters, and two Abraham Washingtons now. You can have doubles apparently. I didn't know that, but yeah. So yeah, there's been a lot of that, and a little bit of Fallout 76 here and there. I've already maxed out the season, so I'm not really, after rank 150 because I have other things I'd rather do. So yeah, and then when my buddy the Union has time, we play Project Zomboid. We've been playing a little multiplayer a little bit. He's getting used to the new crafting systems, and I'm gonna call him out a little bit because it's really funny that we took over a like a metalworking factory, and it's little like office, almost overseer kind of building on the inside, like a little overseer box basically, has a break room and then an office. He planned on remodeling the office and setting it up to where we could have a rope that would go down to the first floor without having to come all the way back out and go down the stairs. But he wasn't able to attach the rope properly and just fell through and broke his leg.
Oh.
So I fixed it. I made it usable. And then we both realized that we didn't really need that rope to begin with, which made it doubly funny that his leg is still broken. And the technique for getting a broken leg to heal is to not move around a lot. And that's most of what he's been doing because, it gets kind of boring if you just sit still in Project Zomboid.
Yeah.
So we've been finding different ways to heal it faster, which is like staying well fed, getting like comfrey so we can make poultices from foraging and stuff like that. His leg has been broken for like almost the 2-week maximum that it usually is, and like in-game time. And because it's multiplayer, we don't sleep. It's just like you're up the whole time. So it's just really funny watching him hobble around and do everything while I'm just sprinting back and forth. Like getting all these things done. And then he's also averse to driving vehicles. So I was like, you can take the truck if you want, if you need to gather up some lumber and stuff like that. He's like, I don't want to drive. I just think it's really funny. So but he's been specializing in blacksmithing, the blacksmithing side of things. So blacksmithing, pottery, all the things that kind of work together. And I've been sticking to my normal like mechanics, which is working on cars, making sure that I can fix them if I keep slamming into things like I do. And then welding, which goes hand in hand with that. So yeah. And obviously we've been fighting zombies the whole time, but our goal was to go to the sports store that has all the guns and the camping equipment and the other like fishing stuff, like all kinds of stuff that you could actually use in a zombie apocalypse. We have to fight our way in, and I'm not going to make Jared go through that when he's got a broken leg. So we've just been waiting the whole time for his leg to heal by doing all this various like trade skill stuff. So, but it's been fun. It's another one of those, like, I don't know, chill. We call it a chill game, but a lot of people don't see it that way. But that's kind of how it ends up being once you've killed all the zombies in your area. So, yeah, that's been fun. And I also made sure to give Sarge a game. I was trying to snoop your wish list, but of course you don't have that public. But I knew you wanted to play stupid, sexy Pinocchio, so
he's so
made
hot.
sure to get you that. And the game looks fun too.
It is fun, and you know what? I've not played very far through it, so it'll be nice to actually properly play it.
Yeah, I got a thing for modular weapons, and it's got that too. So I'm just
it does have that.
That looks so cool. I just wish I was a Soulsborne enjoyer. So I'm gonna enjoy it through Sarge.
That is fair.
Yep. So I look forward to hearing about it more.
I will play it at some point.
Yeah.
As we've established, I've basically not played video games this month. And I literally turned on my computer yesterday and started doing a bit of work. This month's been a complete write-off.
Just like that. Well, I'm freaking cooked when it comes to forming sentences. So I thank you, Sarge, for joining me on this discussion about the show, and I look forward to the final discussion next episode.
Yeah,
for sure. And thank you all of you for listening and or watching. And if you got some takes or some discussion things you want us to expand upon or whatever, or you just want to be a comment of the cast, leave a comment. Go ahead and do that, and we might bring it up next episode. But you got to comment first. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Catch us every other Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific, and have a good next couple of weeks. Bye-bye.